Welcome to the deep dive. You ever feel like you just need someone or something that really gets what you need done?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine this, Alfred the agent. You just say, coffee, please.
Simple enough.
Right, but Alfred doesn't just hear it. He thinks, okay, kitchen, coffee machine, brew it, bring it back. He plans the steps, get there, use the machine.
And the machine is the key part there, the tool.
Exactly. He uses the coffee maker, and then bam, you've got coffee. That little picture, that's kind of what we're diving into today. AI agents.
Yeah, it's a great analogy because it captures that shift, doesn't it? Moving from AI that just processes information to AI that actually has, well, we call it agency.
Agency, okay.
The ability to act, to do things in an environment, to reach a goal you set for it. It's more proactive.
So if we were to pin it down a bit more, what is an AI agent, formally speaking?
Okay, so basically an agent is a system. It uses an AI model, like a brain, to interact with its surroundings, its environment. And it does this to achieve some goal the user gave it. The core process is it reasons about the goal, it plans out the actions needed, and then it actually executes those actions. And often, that involves using external tools.
Got it. So more than just code, it's got a purpose and a way to figure out how to achieve it. You mentioned two main parts.
Yeah, you can think of it as having like a brain and maybe capabilities, or a body, in a sense.
Okay, brain and body. Let's start with the brain.
The brain is the AI model itself. That's the part that does the heavy lifting in terms of reasoning and planning. It looks at the goal and decides, okay, what's the best sequence of actions to take?
The strategist.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And the body or capabilities.
That's all about what the agent can actually do. It's where the tools come in. An agent's ability to act is totally dependent on the tools it has access to.
Right.
Think about us, right? We can't fly because we don't have wings. An AI agent might have a brilliant plan, but if it doesn't have the right tool, say a tool to access a specific database, it can't execute that part of the plan. Its actions are limited by its tools.
Okay, that makes sense. A great plan needs the right equipment. Now, the source material had this breakdown, a spectrum of agency. It used stars, which was interesting. Can you walk us through that?
Sure. It's a helpful way to think about how much control or influence the AI's output actually has on what happens next.
Right.
So the bottom three empty stars, the agent's output doesn't really do anything directly. It just provides information that something else might use.
Like what?
Think of maybe an LLM just generating a summary of a document. The program gets the summary, but the LLM hasn't decided what happens with that summary. It's passive output.
Okay, information only. What about one star filled in?
Now we're getting a bit more active.
Yeah.
Here, the agent's output makes a basic decision, like controlling the flow. It's like a router.
A router?
Yeah, imagine an AI looking at an incoming message and deciding, should this go to path A or path B? Like, is this a sales lead or a support request? The AI's decision directly changes the program's flow.
Okay, so it's directing traffic, basically.
Yeah.
What about 2 stars?
2 stars means the agent's output actually triggers a specific function or tool. It's not just deciding where something goes, it's deciding what function to run and with what details.
Oh, okay.
So the LLM might decide, I need to know the weather. It then generates the instructions to call a specific weather API tool with, say, London at the location. It's choosing and activating the tool.
That feels like a pretty big jump. It's actually doing something external than the full 3 stars.
Right. At the top level, 3 stars, we see a couple powerful things. First, the agent's output can manage a whole sequence of steps, iterating, maybe deciding if it needs to keep going.
Like a multi-step process.
Exactly. Think about planning a trip. The agent might need to search flights, tool 1, then book a hotel, tool 2, maybe check reviews, tool 3, all while keeping track of the overall goal. It decides when it's done or if it needs another step.
Okay, complex tasks. And there was another 3-star type.
Yes. And this one's really interesting for building complex systems. It's where one agentic workflow can actually trigger another completely separate agentic workflow.
Whoa, like agents starting other agents.
Precisely. Agent A completes a task, and based on the outcome, it might kick off Agent B to handle the next phase. You can imagine building really sophisticated, interconnected systems this way.
Yeah, that sounds like it opens up a lot of possibilities. Okay, let's circle back to the brain, the AI model. The sources really emphasize large language models, LLMs. Why are they such a good fit here?
Well, LLMs, models like GPT-4 from OpenAI or Meta's Llama, Google's Gemini, they're trained on just vast amounts of text data.
Right, the internet, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that training gives them this incredible ability to understand language, context, nuance, and crucially, to reason and generalize. They can take a request in natural language, understand the intent behind it, and then reason about how to fulfill it. That makes them super versatile for planning.
It's that language understanding leading to reasoning. Makes sense. Are there other kinds of models people are looking at for agents?
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of interest in vision language models, VLMs.
Models that understand images, too.
Exactly. You can imagine agents needing to see, maybe interacting with a graphical interface, or even the real world through a camera. So VLMs could be really important. But for now, a lot of the focus, especially for digital tasks, it's still heavily on LLMs because their text-based reasoning is so powerful.
Okay, focusing on LLMs then. They produce text. That's their output. But agents need to do things, take actions. How does text output translate into actual action?
Yeah, that's the key question, isn't it? And the answer is tools.
Tools again.
Tools again. Think of them as, well, extensions. The LLM itself is just generating text, maybe instructions. But those instructions could be designed to call specific functions or APIs. Those are the tools.
So the LLM says use the email tool.
Kind of. It might generate a structured output, maybe like a JSON object that says, tool name, send mail, recipient, Bob at example.com, subject, meeting update, buddy. Hi, Bob. Then there's code listening for that output, which takes that structured data and actually interacts with an email server to send the message. The LLM provides the intent and the parameters in text. The tool executes the action.
So the LLM is the brain directing, and the tools are the hands doing the work based on the brain's textual instructions. That clarifies it a lot. So given that framework, what can an agent actually do? Is there a limit?
Well, fundamentally, an agent can tackle pretty much any task if you can build a tool for it. The limitation isn't so much the LLM's reasoning usually, but the availability and capability of the tools it can access.
So the potential is huge, but it depends on designing the right tools. You mentioned a personal assistant example earlier.
Right. Imagine you tell your agent, remind me to call Sarah tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Okay.
The LLM parses that. Contact Sarah, time 3 p.m. tomorrow. Action set reminder. It then needs a tool, let's call it set reminder. The LLM would generate the instruction to call that tool with Sarah and the correct date time.
And that tool would interact with my calendar app.
It's exactly. The tool is the piece of code that knows how to talk to your calendar API or application. The source even showed a little Python snippet, something like a .python.def set reminder, contact name time. Hashtag code here talks to the actual calendar. Def set reminder, contact name time. .print. Okay, the reminder set for contact name at time. The LLM figures out what to put into contact name and time, and the set reminder function does the rest. It really shows how crucial good tool design is.
Yeah, seeing the code, even simplified, makes it concrete. And you mentioned a distinction between actions and tools earlier.
Yes, that's important. An action might be a high-level step in the plan, like book my flight, but completing that action might require using multiple tools.
How so?
Well, to book a flight, the agent might first use a search flights tool, then maybe a check seat map tool, then a process payment tool, and finally a confirm booking tool, all orchestrated by the LLM to complete the single book flight action.
Gotcha. One action, potentially many tool uses. So this isn't just theoretical stuff. Agents are out there now, right? Where are we actually seeing them used?
Oh, absolutely. They're becoming quite common. Think about the virtual assistants on your phone, or smart speakers, Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant.
Yeah, use mine all the time.
When you ask them to play music, set a timer, or tell you the weather, they're acting as agents. They understand your request, natural language, figure out what needs to be done, reasoning, and then use tools like connecting to Spotify or weather service to fulfill it.
Right, makes perfect sense. What about customer service, those website chatbots?
Yes, that's a huge area. Many companies use AI agents for customer support now. They can handle frequently asked questions, guide you through troubleshooting, create support tickets, sometimes even process returns or orders.
And the goal there is?
Well, for the company, it's often about improving customer satisfaction by providing instant answers, reducing wait times for human agents, and handling common queries more efficiently. And these systems often learn from interactions to get better over time.
Interesting. They really tick all the boxes. Understanding, reasoning, acting. The source also mentioned video games, AI, non-playable characters.
Yeah, that's a really cool application. Instead of NPCs just repeating the same few lines of dialogue or following rigid paths.
Like they usually do.
Exactly. Imagine NPCs powered by LLM agents. They could understand the context of your interaction, remember previous conversations, respond dynamically to what you say and do, maybe even have their own goals. It can make game worlds feel incredibly alive and immersive.
Wow, that sounds like a game changer, literally. Okay, so pulling this all together, if we had to boil it down, what are the absolute must-have components of an AI agent?
You really need three core things. First, understanding natural language. That's how we communicate our goals to it.
Okay.
Second, strong reasoning and planning abilities. That's the brain figuring out how to achieve the goal.
Right.
And third, the ability to interact with an environment using tools. That's how it actually acts and gets things done, and also how it perceives the results of its actions.
Understand, reason, act via tools.
Got it. This has been really illuminating. It's fascinating to see AI evolving from just processing data to actually, doing things in the world.
It is. The potential is enormous.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? As these agents get more capable, more integrated into our lives,
Mm.
what does that look like? What new possibilities open up? But also, what challenges might we face as their agency, their ability to act independently grows? Something definitely worth pondering. Thanks for breaking it all down.
My pleasure. It's a fascinating area.